Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to Valorant News and plenty to dive into today. Lots of reaction to this most recent patch in the game, whether Neon is going to be used in some of these early qualifiers at the end of January, but also lots of roster discussion. 100 Thieves seem to have found their fifth player. Sinatraa, is he going to get on a team for next year? Rumour has it that's not going to be the case. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hitting the like button, it's the best thing you can do. Top of this channel, reach new people. Please subscribe as well if you have not yet already. Loads of new subs the last couple of days. Join the gang, big red button. You guys know how it works. Firstly, this from George Getters. So initially it seemed to be that Neon would not be used in the upcoming qualifiers. This kind of makes sense. Neon has just come into the game. New practice with this agent probably would take some bit of time. But I believe Riot's kind of policy on this is that if a new agent comes in, we'll give them 2 weeks, and if the qualifiers are within 2 weeks, we won't play on it and we'll play on patch 3.12. But if it is after that, then Neon will be played. Now, as it turns out, this is the case, as George says, for some regions, but seemingly for North America, Korea, and Japan, where their qualifiers begin after January the 25th, which I guess is 2 weeks from when Neon is added, then they actually are Neon is going to be enabled. So, of course, this is raising some questions, whether Neon should be used, whether she should not, because, whether she's actually going to be viable anyway in professional play, that's another question. Definitely probably like the goddess of iron and bronze, to be honest, but, outside of that, maybe not so much. So, Neon not going to be a problem for EMEA, Latin America, Brazilian, and Southeast Asian regions, because their qualifiers begin before January the 25th. But again, Neon will be used in North America and some other regions as well, Korea and Japan. So, of course, what the question that does raise to me is, what patch does that mean they're playing on? Are they playing on the most recent patch that's just come in yesterday, where the Ares now is one of the most dominant weapons in the entire game? So, this is honestly a big question, I think, that people are raising. Now, Ethan does not seem happy the fact that they're using Neon, right? The fact that they have to, practice with this new agent. Like, maybe some teams actually find a way to make her work incredibly well, and it really could switch things up, right, how these qualifiers go. For actually getting into challenges, dapr as well says some Sentinels. I'm pretty sure he'll automatically be in the closed qualifier, but still, they're still going to have to play with Neon, right? And maybe the teams coming through the open qualifier have more time to practice with Neon and actually get good with her. So, very interesting situation. Of course, as I say, the other part is, if Neon is enabled in these kind of qualifiers in North America, Korea, and Japan, then, what patch are they going to be playing on? Are they going to play on the one that's just come through, where, well, Ares is incredibly good? As Six says, Neon is so much fun, got into so many crazy situations with her. Definitely viable for ranked, not sure about competitive yet. Adrenaline junkie agent, no doubt about it. But, as Som says, Ares just goes through, right? Like, ridiculous at the current state. If you have a couple of them locking down the side, good luck getting through that choke point, that's all I'll say. With no spin up anymore, and the extra fire rate I'm pretty sure it now has as well. So, yeah, pretty insane how good this weapon is right now. And even as Ye was saying, people ask if Phantom or Vandal, the answer is simple, the Ares is what you want to be using. So, yeah, strange that they buffed it. No one was really asking for the buff, I didn't think, but still, that does raise the question. If they do change things, who knows? Like, some people would say it needs to be nerfed, or at least put back to some degree to where it was before, but then who knows, right? If they're playing on this current patch in those qualifiers, then the Ares could be super meta, and Neon's being used as well. So it could add some significant degree of randomness to what these qualifiers look like, which is going to create some entertainment, but maybe the pros aren't going to be too happy with it, given the fact that they need to do well in these to make sure they qualify for challenges, of course, and beyond for the rest of the season. Could be some upsets potentially on the card, no doubt. Let's dive into some roster stuff as well that's gone down the last 24 hours or so. Major updates, of course, that have been brewing for several days at this point. Firstly, from Pony, they confirm he is going to be the 5th player of the T1 roster. So, of course, Steel, the IGL over there, Curry, Thwyfo as well. Those were the 3 that remained after Automatic's gone and after Skadoodle's gone that we looked at yesterday. Then 7 joined from 100 Thieves as their 4th player, and then Pony is going to be their 5th player. There was some clip that came out last night on stream where 7 was kind of implying that he was actually the substitute player. Not sure if that's true or not. Doesn't seem to be true. Just the way they've kind of announced things, doesn't that seem like that's the case? I guess if it does happen, we'll look into things. But really, like, this seems to make a lot of sense from Steel's perspective. Like, I think what they've done here is given Steel the reins, and he talked about this in an article actually kind of recently, that he was really hoping he would kind of have players that really want to improve, want to work with him, don't kind of get caught up on accolades and results, kind of what he was talking about with the previous 100 Thieves roster. And yeah, guys like Pony and guys like 7 seem to be perfect candidates, right? Young guys, lots of talent. I'm sure Steel can help make these guys into absolute monsters, and it does, of course, make things even more exciting, really, the whole battle with them against 100 Thieves, especially with 7 over there, given he was the sub player for 100 Thieves, never got a shot, really. Steel, of course, was on 100 Thieves, and then he got dropped off the team. So, whatever 100 Thieves do, it's going to be a great rivalry, and it seems like 100 Thieves may also have found the 5th player on their roster, that being BabyJ. This, I believe, was rumored. I think we talked about this a few days ago at this point. But yeah, BabyJ, formerly of FaZe, and I'm not really sure what FaZe are doing with their roster. There's been some talk about their roster, Larry Banks and the boys, but kind of a strange one. Now, well, BabyJ apparently is going to 100 Thieves. This, honestly, I think is a pretty nice move. One of the best options that was on the table for them, bringing in a North American player over. And if this, of course, does come through, that would make a fair bit of sense. But yeah, apparently going to play Sentinel for this roster. That, of course, also seems reasonable. But you know, it does mean who's going to be on the Jet and the Op, right? Is Asuna going to take up that role? Like, you know, because it seemed like they might need a Jet player on their team. But I guess maybe Asuna's going to take that over. Some people were talking about Ethan as well, but not sure how that would go. So anyway, Eccles is the IGL. Hiko, of course, is there still. Ethan, Asuna, BabyJ. Those are going to be the 5 players of 100 Thieves going into next year, at least as it seems at the present time. Makes a fair bit of sense. Nice roster, I think, on paper. But well, they're certainly going to have to prove that these changes really with, well, Steel out and the changes they've made the last couple of months with Nitro leaving as well are going to, well, make them a better team than they were before. This then to discuss from the Sinatraa side. Ever since really this tweet back in December, lots of talk. Is he going to be signing somewhere? What's the situation with Sinatraa? Is the team going to pick him up? You guys are always looking for information on what's happening with Sinatraa as well. Now, well, finally, well, George comes out and addresses it really on the timeline last night, clarifying that it does not seem right now that a team wants to go down the Sinatraa route. This isn't a huge surprise. Like, the brand risk, of course, the Sinatraa does entail is significant. I kind of thought that a team might give him a go this season. I think that at some point he'll probably get a chance again. But it doesn't seem like right now it's going to happen. He did talk a while ago that he wants to get on a team. He's tried to get on a team, but teams just aren't particularly willing to give him a shot. Players want to play with him, I'm sure, because he's incredibly talented, but organizations, they might not necessarily want to have the risk. So as George says, there is basically no team Sinatraa could possibly join prior to the start of the VCT. He would need a VC-backed starter. This would be kind of crazy, right? If some sort of startup came through, venture capital backed, no well, initial branding behind them already, and just say, yeah, we'll just pay you a huge amount of money and build a team around him in a few weeks, which, you know, if anything, wouldn't be incredibly competitive anyway, because you're getting Sinatraa plus like 4 guys that don't really have too much experience or like aren't obviously big names because they've already been signed to top organizations. So I kind of doubt he's going to be playing it in the first set for this season. And as George goes on to continue with, he knows that some VC organizations look at Sinatraa and see arguably the best free agent possible to build a team around. So there is the interest there, but you know, teams are certainly reluctant to pick him out. That's the thing, like 100 Thieves, T1, these organizations, there's been some thoughts about, okay, you know, would he potentially go there? Is that an option? Like, well, of course he would go there, I imagine. The players would probably want him, but you know, the organization itself doesn't want to kind of be the first one to step into this kind of grey area territory of who knows what it's going to do for your brand, right? So, you know, questions still being raised on this front. Doesn't seem like Sinatra's going to go anywhere for now. Bit of a shame, frankly, but well, not exactly a huge amount of a surprise. This also from your boy Dre, just to mention from LG, because he was talking about the kind of the behind the scenes drama that was going on, getting things being talked about behind his back, that you know, he wasn't a good teammate and stuff like this, rumors circulating from supposedly within his own organization. He's been removed off the LG squad. I'm pretty sure this was coming anyway, but you know, Proto's gone as well, your boy Dre's gone. They're making these moves that we talked about a few days ago. I'll keep you guys updated when they do confirm what their new roster is going to be. And just to finish off with this very nice clip here from NRG Flex Inja with a Omen in hand. Definitely don't see an awful lot of Omen, to be honest. When it's used to great effect, it's pretty beautiful. But yeah, maybe more like we're going to see some serious Ares play coming through relatively soon. Really intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hitting the like button tells the YouTube gods this is a good video. Others like you should see it as well. And I've grown the competitive Valorant community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care. And I will see you next time.
Enemy remaining.
Holy shit. Long.
Oh, he's blind as well.
It's a clip.
Oh! Damn! Let's go.